Yeah, he was phenomenal. He made the saves that he had to make, and I think as a group we played really well. I thought we collapsed around the net well, didn't give him a lot of second chances, but when Subi's making the first save every time and making the saves he needs to make, and maybe a few extra that he should, and gives us a lot of confidence. Anytime you get a shutout, it's obviously something you tip your cap to. So it was a great game for him.
In 7, you got a lot more ice time. How did you like being on a line of function for people?
It's great. Keeps you in the game. You don't really have time to think about it. If you mess up, it matters, but it doesn't really matter because you're gonna get a chance to go right back out there, redeem yourself, and you're just trying to catch your wind in between shifts instead of focusing on hockey. So sometimes not even thinking about hockey is the best way to think about hockey, if that makes sense. And so sometimes when you're in the game like that, you just kind of play and you just kind of play off your instincts. So it's a lot of fun.
Your goal, you had a shorthanded opportunity, a little similar, and then you got another one. Just kind of take us through the goal.
I just really wanted to bear down on that. I've had a couple breakaways shorthanded in the past couple weeks, and that hasn't gone in, and shorthanded goals can sometimes change the tide of the game. So just able to pick off a pass a little bit and had a lot of space, and just was able to pick my spot, and so it was nice to see it go in finally on shorthanded.
These last few weeks, what's allowed you to maybe reach an even higher level offensively, in your opinion?
I think just playing the right way, taking care of defense. It kind of sounds cliche, but when you're playing hard in the D zone, you break it out right away. You're not spending time in the D zone, then you're able to get up on the offense. And when you're playing in the neutral zone, you get to transition the puck, you get to go on odd man rushes. So I think kind of a combination of those two things, leads to offensive opportunities. And when you're just consistently getting offensive opportunities, I'm playing with Rusek a lot right now, and he creates a lot. He's great in the forecheck. So I think those kind of things, they start to add up. Just little plays over the course of the game, over the course of weeks, they definitely add up and lead to offensive opportunities.
Seth was saying that 10, 15 games ago, you went to him, and I guess you weren't scoring as much, and you went to him and basically said, "Hey, am I playing okay?" And he reassured you. I guess, why did you go to him, and how did that kind of go down?
Well, I felt like I was playing pretty similar to right now, and things are going in now, but there was a pretty long stretch. I don't even know how many games, maybe 10 games or so, where nothing was going in, and I don't know if I've ever really had a stint like that in my career that nothing was going in at all. And sometimes when you consider yourself an offensive player, and the team needs you to produce offense in the role that I am in, and when that's not going in, it can be a little frustrating. But I didn't think it was necessarily because I was playing poorly or anything, or the chances weren't there, and I just wanted to hear his opinion on it, make sure we were on the same page. You don't want to be disconnected with your coach. You want him to think along the same lines as you in terms of how you're playing and chances that you're getting. So it was just a good confidence booster for him to be on the same page and us to be on the same page together when it comes to how things were going for me personally. So I trust his opinion a lot, which is why I'm able to go to him, and he's very honest, which is why I think we get along really well if I go to him. He's honest and straightforward with it, so he doesn't beat around the bush, which is great.
Like you say, to see your third year under him, and you have a good relationship. You feel comfortable. A lot of guys might not feel comfortable going to a coach like that, but you obviously do.
Yeah, I think obviously my third year being here, every year you get more comfortable. You kind of get comfortable with the league. You kind of get comfortable in the role that's expected of you. And I think Apps is great about making it clear that you can go to him about anything. He's very proactive with stuff like that too. He's always talking to guys every morning about what he thinks about their games, what he thinks about how they're progressing. So he's proactive with it. He'll look out to have conversations with every single guy on the team, and so that it really is open door, and that's why I think he's really developing players over these last few years the way he is. He expects the best from everyone every night, and he works really hard to make sure that happens.
Some would say, well, if you were playing well, then you would have known it. He would have said something.
Yeah.
But does it sometimes just take that reassurance of another voice, in that position to say, no, keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, it definitely helps. If it's 2, 3, 4 games, that's kind of one thing. But once you start getting into 8, 9, 10 games, then it's like, okay, maybe maybe let's have a talk, see how things are going. Are you seeing anything? Is there, one part of my game you maybe think I should focus on that'll maybe lead to more offense or anything like that? But no, he's been great.
As far as your shooting success, the goal tonight, I guess, was maybe 2 years ago you don't score on that, but you've made your shot into that, a special shot. Like, how much pride do you take in what you've been able to do with your shot?
Take a lot of pride. Work on it every day, before practice and every single morning. So I think it's just little habits that, that help, and you might not notice over a day or two, but over the course of 2 or 3 years that I've been here, just shooting a lot. And when you shoot a lot, not only does your shot get better, but you're just more confident with it. When you're touching the puck all the time, you're just more confident when you get in those opportunities. And I had a breakaway earlier in the game too, so I knew I needed to really bear down if I got another chance. So that was something after the first that I really kind of thought in my head was, just bear down if you get a chance, because obviously this is getting into playoff time. Where you're not going to be winning games 6-4 anymore. It's going to be one goal, one mistake from one team or the other, and it's going to end up, 1 or 2-0 game with an empty netter. So, any chance you get, you never know when it could be the difference, and you never know when you get another look like that. So I was just lucky to get a second one tonight.